You were the president when Russian forces moved into Crimea, when Russian-backed separatists took over large parts of the Donbass. What do you think now? How far does President Putin want to go?
President Putin wants to go as far as we allow him to go. With that situation, I have a huge experience because I was elected as a president when Ukraine don't have an armed forces. Crimea was occupied and all Donbass was occupied. And I'm proud that me and my team, together with Ukrainian people, create the new armed forces under the NATO standard. And we released from the Russian troops 2/3 of the occupied Donbass, including Mariupol, including Slaviansk, Kramatorsk, Konstantinovka, Severodonetsk, Lysychansk. All these things were under Ukrainian control within the first 4 months of the war because of the heroism of Ukrainian soldiers. And what's happening now? The Putin start to be completely different, completely crazy. And with that situation, definitely he count that within a days, maybe 2 or 3 days, he captured all Ukraine and changed the government, changed the parliament, changed the country. Or maybe to try to do with Ukraine exactly the same like he do with the Crimea, or now he attempt to do with the Kherson. To push pressure to that Ukraine start to be the part of the Soviet Union second edition or the Russian Empire. This is the absolutely crazy idea who think that the collapse of the Soviet Union was the global catastrophe. And with this situation, I'm absolutely agreed with you that now on the 77th day, Ukrainian troops start to counterattack. This is happening not only in Kharkiv, where we have released 9 villages. This happening also in Kherson region, where I returned back only a couple days ago, where our battalion is fighting on the border between Nikolaev and Kherson. That start to be possible because of you, because you give us the weapons. This has helped us to do that.
Ukraine is putting up a stiff resistance, but it is losing ground. It's on the brink of losing Mariupol. It's losing in the east of Ukraine. What is your assessment of Ukraine's commander-in-chief, Volodymyr Zelensky, the president? He almost put you in prison in January. Now you're one of his supporters?
First of all, Ukraine commander-in-chief is a General Zaluzhny. I told you that because I was a supreme commander-in-chief. With that situation, we have a separation. The responsibility of the president and responsibility of the armed forces. And again, I'm proud that my team created these armed forces for the last 7-8 years. And for the President Zelensky, this is the most important thing, that we demonstrate the Ukrainian unity for an effective weapons against Putin, because Putin expects to undermine from inside the stability and unity in Ukraine, and we ruin this Putin expectation, because on the 24th of February, when the war launched, we are shoulder to shoulder, all Ukrainians, and we united not around certain position, we united around Ukraine, and all of us as soldiers, President Zelensky, leader of the opposition Poroshenko, members of parliament, members of government, volunteers, and Ukrainian people. And that surprised the world, together with the Ukrainian armed forces surprised the world on their 12 already weeks of fighting against Russia.
Do you think Europe is doing enough to support Ukraine? During your presidency, you took the first steps towards greater integration with Europe. But here we are in 2022, and President Macron is saying it could still take decades. Are they doing enough?
First of all, we very much appreciate the European Union, to the United States for their global leadership, and for the Great Britain and your great Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. This is the real demonstration, the unity of the Western world and solidarity with Ukraine, we definitely Putin do not accept. expect. And what we think, day by day, they do more. 2 months ago, I called to the Western leaders, please, we need to make 5 steps of support of Ukraine. Point number 1, this is the ленд-ліз. I very much appreciate the decision of the United States Congress, and we expecting the decision of the British Parliament. You know exactly what does it mean, ленд-ліз, and we need a British ленд-ліз and European ленд-ліз. We have point number 2, this is the Marshall Plan. And Marshall Plan is the donor conference when we should be enough. Now we have $40 billion, which vote just yesterday from the United States, and 1.3 billion pounds, which happening in the UK. We need more. Ленд-ліз from nutrition to ammunition. Point number 3, we need weapons. We need everything, and we need an offensive weapons. And what is it, offensive weapons? Offensive weapons is a game changer. Can you imagine that if the future of the world is depending from 1,000 anti-personnel carrier, 500 tanks, 100 jet fighter, and 300 anti-aircraft missiles? Point number 4, we need sanction and embargo. And again, UK and US is already a leader, but we definitely need the 6 package of sanctions which should be adopted by European Union. And some of the European nations said that they are reluctant to do that. Please, this is the symbol of the Putin political corruption. We should keep unity. And point number 5, and point number 4, this is the membership action plan to NATO, and this is the official status as a candidate nation for the European Union.